Welcome to another episode of the Parra podcast. And now over to your host, Troy Warner, broadcasting live from the world-famous Parra.
And yes, hello and welcome back to the Parra podcast. And look, late last week there was reports that Reed Mahoney was being shopped around by the Bulldogs to other clubs, and one of the clubs, I guess, or a lot of people thought that he may end up back at was the Parramatta Eels. And you would have seen on my Instagram account and also Facebook account that I did put up a post about this. Could we see, is Reed on the move back to Parra? Well, look, that certainly got a lot of traction and a lot of comments from Parramatta Eels fans. Look, let me just give my thoughts first of all about this, and I will say this. I will say that, look, I didn't mind Reed as a player at the Parramatta Eels. He was part of a spine that did get Parramatta to a grand final in 2022. I haven't necessarily, I guess you could say, liked the way he has played at the Bulldogs over the last couple of years. Just those little niggling plays that he has in his game, the little niggle he has in his game that we have seen over the last couple of years that has led to, I guess you could say, well, you can't really call them melees, but a few disagreements between Reed and other players. I can't really remember specifically the ones that have happened. I think there may have been one with Big Tino. I think that might have been 2023. And there possibly could have been one with David Fafita as well. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but please, if you do know, let me know. But there certainly he does have a little bit of niggle in his game. And that was what I didn't like about Reed. Look, I do like his passing game, especially from dummy half. He has a great delivery of a ball to the halfback or 5'8". He's got one of the best passing games, I think, from dummy half, and that would be something that was certainly needed at Parramatta. Parramatta, I think, need a quality number 9. Brendan Hands is there now and most likely will probably be the starting number 9 for Parramatta this season. There's also Joey Lussick there, and also youngster Riley Smith coming through the grades as well. So there is a few hookers that are at the Parramatta Eels at the moment. Do I think he will end up back at Parramatta if indeed these reports are true? Look, a few hours later after this was reported on social media, Gus Gould has come out and did I think it was a post on maybe Twitter or something like that, or X as it is now called, and said that the reports that have been going through social media about Reed Mahoney are rubbish. So they're not looking to shop him around at all. But we all know in rugby league, who knows. But look, would I have him back at Parramatta if I was, I guess you could say, the coach or the club? Look, it'd have to be probably a reduced deal, I think, for what he left the Bulldogs in going to the Bulldogs. And look, he would have to change his game. I think he would definitely have to get that niggle out of his game. I don't like it. It leads to too many penalties, and it's just not a good look, I don't think, anyway, and something that I don't think that Jason Riles will be looking for anyway. But look, I would have him back. But in saying that, his game would have to improve in that way. Look, he was, I think, 18th man, 19th man for Queensland, so he was on the cusp of State of Origin selection. And also, one thing to consider as well is his shoulder injuries as well that he has had in the past. are they fully up to scratch as well? Look, it was an integral part of the Bulldogs making the finals last year. Look, I would have him back, but in saying that now and thinking about it over the last few days, I probably would pass. And the reason I would pass is because we do have Brendan Hands, we do have Joey Lussick, and from what I saw on Friday night against the Newcastle Knights, I do like the look of Riley Smith as well. He certainly looks like he can make it in first grade, and I do like the look of him. I'm thinking he may get another run this week against the Tigers as well, which will be great to see. So I think there is too many number 9s at Parramatta that can fill that position, and especially, I guess you could say, that talent in Riley Smith. We can see him potentially crack into first grade, maybe as a 14 to start off with, to get that little bit of experience. As we all know, I guess Brendan Hands is probably not a 80-minute player. He probably could play 80 minutes if asked, and I think he has done that in the past. But we all know, I think that unless you have an absolute quality number 9, like your Harry Grants, like your Cameron Smiths in the past, that can play 80 minutes, I just don't think that is the case with Brendan Hands. That's just my opinion anyway. Maybe it is yours anyway. Look, going to the Facebook comments on the Parra Cave podcast, so please give me a follow on that one. Look, I'll just quickly run through some of these. One person said he is too angry. Another person, Parra fan. These are all Parramatta fans by the looks of it as well. No way in hell Parra gave him an opportunity and he chose to leave. Yes, so someone was in favour of him coming back. Someone else said no, don't need him. Someone said that's a no from me. Someone else said yes, bring him back. But we don't need the crap from him either. No hope. He left, stay gone. Someone said pass, and someone said yes, get him back to strengthen our hooking department, but tell him to lose the on-field crap he's got in his game at the Bulldogs, similar to what I was saying as well before. So look, on that one there was a little bit of yes, a little bit of no as well. Now if I just flick over to the Parras Eels Army page, which is a Parramatta Eels supporters page that I run as well. We'll just go through some of those comments as well, and we may find that some of them are the same sort of gist as well. So some of the comments that came through for that one was, if we've got the cap space, why not? Someone else said, yes, he loves Parra. No, Reed was their favourite player once upon a time, but cannot stand the player he's become since he left. A big fat no for me. Keep the dog at Belmore. Needs to pull his Bulldog head in if he does. No, he will be a Cowboy if he leaves. So that's an interesting one there. Obviously, I think Reece Robson is off to the Roosters in 2026. So they will be looking for a number 9. If true, yes, he would be awesome. Hell no, thank you. He is most welcome. So, look, just going through a few of these more. He would get more elsewhere. Yes, would love to have him back. Yes, less money. Leaves the crap at Canterbury. No, absolute no. Hope not. So, look, there is a little bit of yes, a little bit of no, a little bit of maybe. amongst Parramatta Eels fans. And look, I just think it's a bit of a 50-50 between Parramatta fans, I think. But look, as I said, in the end, I don't think he will be coming back to Parramatta. But I guess when the post was done up, I guess it was a lot of clubs, a few clubs anyway, were interested in getting him back. I didn't hear anything from any of those clubs about whether they were or not. But I guess your former club that you played for, I guess they would always be mentioned by fans and the media as a player to go back. So, look, I think it was probably 60% no in terms of these comments and 40% yes, but they would have to come on strict conditions. So if we flick over to the Instagram page and we'll check those comments out as well. There was a lot of comments on that one as well. Someone said, I was literally thinking this morning, the biggest loss we've had in recent times is Reed, so bring him back. Reed chose to leave, not welcome back in my opinion. I'd love to see him at Parra. Get him back. Someone said I would not take him back ever. One person said I'd take him back, but would that risk losing Riley Smith? Because he could be anything. Old rugby league guru's CBA there. One word, traitor. That is a big word, that one. Definitely take Reed back, but I can't picture the Dogs letting him go. Well, Gus Gould, he shut that one down anyway. No, we have moved on. Time for Hands to have a massive year. Riley Smith just showed some signs that he could be the solution at 9. We have better players now in all positions. Don't really need another hooker. Move on from Brad Arthur. No returns. Reed. So, look, again, a little bit of 50-50 there on the Instagram page. So, look, I don't think it's an interesting one. Gus Gould has come out and said no. The rumours are false. We are not shopping him around. Someone else said that potentially he is being shopped around. So who do you believe? I guess you can't believe anything until a contract is signed or the Bulldogs come out with a statement or whatever. So at this stage, he is a Bulldog and there will be no early release and we'll just have to watch this space. But the general consensus from Parramatta Eels fans was a little bit 50-50. So, well, probably, as I said before, 60-40. So, I think 60% said no, 40% said yes. So, there still is a little bit of love for Reed at Parra, but most people are suggesting no, we move on from there. So, just thought I'd do a little podcast about that one, just giving my thoughts and your thoughts as well from the comments on Instagram and Facebook, and we'll just have to wait and see this space. But let me know, is that a good signing or not? Would you, as a Parramatta fan, have Reed Mahoney back at Parramatta if given the opportunity? As I said in the beginning, I have said that I would, but it'd have to be a reduced deal, and I think I agree with one of those comments in there. Could be the chance of losing Riley Smith, so who could be a CBA, as the rugby league guru would say. So, look, I don't think he will end up back there. I don't think the Parramatta club will be interested in him either as well. A good shout there in one of the comments was he'll end up at the Cowboys, which is an interesting one. As I said before, Reece Robson is leaving at the end of this year to the Sydney Roosters, I believe, so they will be looking for a number 9. And Reed is a Queenslander as well, so potentially he might want to go back home to Queensland to play rugby league. So we'll just have to watch this space, but I just thought I'd jump on, have a little bit of a say, give your say out as well. Look, tell me what you think. If you didn't catch the Instagram or the Facebook pages, let me know your thoughts on this one, and we will go from there. Thank you very much for listening. Please follow the podcast on Facebook and Instagram. And as I always say, the Parra Cave podcast, by the fan, for the fans. Go Parra!
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Parra Cave podcast. See you next time.